Key features of PrestaShop Order: import and export. Bulk order import and export with high accuracy. CSV-based order management for seamless data transfer. Advanced filtering options for precise order selection. Quick data migration, backup and store synchronization. Easy-to-use admin interface with simple configuration. Hello, this video is about the PrestaShop Order import/export module. This module allows store admins to import and export all the orders, customers, and addresses in multiple formats including CSV, XLSX, JSON, and XML. It also supports FTP and SFTP transfer, automated CRON execution, downloadable templates, and detailed transfer logs. So, let's get into the configuration. Right now, as you can see, we are inside the general settings of the module. In the general settings, you can see the module can be enabled or disabled from a single toggle right here. Next up is maximum visible columns. From here, you can control how many columns are displayed at one time during import mapping, after which you can see the maximum visible rows section. This helps you control the number of visible rows shown during the import. So let's say if you select 10, like here, you can see total 10 rows during the import. Next is import batch size. Using the import batch size, you can determine how many rows are processed per request during the import. Lower values can help avoid server time issues. After making any changes, you can click on Save Settings, and that will be the first section of the general settings. Next up is template files under General Settings. Here, you can see that for order, customer, and addresses, for all three, you can download 4 different kinds of template files. Let's download CSV for orders for now. After downloading, when you open, you can see that this is a sample template file. This is a sample template file, and you need to upload any kind of file in this format only. If the format is different, the file will not be uploaded. Next up is limits and speed. Under the limit and speed section, you can configure operational limits. First is max record per download. Using the max record per download, you can control how many records can be exported in a single file. Next is max upload size in emulator. Maximum upload size defines the largest file size allowed during the import. Then, after configuring, you can simply click Save Settings. Next up is scheduled cleaning. Under scheduled cleaning, you can see 4 different settings. First is Keep File for Days. Using this, you can select how many days temporary files should be retained before automatically deleting. Next up is Cleanup CRON URL. So, if you want to remove the temporary files before the set date, you can run this CRON, and this cleans up all the temporary files. Next CRON is Export Profile URL. In this URL, when enabling, this will run all the export profiles. All the profiles will run and be exported. Similarly, Import Profile CRON URL. It will run all the import profiles, and all the files will be imported set by those profiles. After which, we can go to the next section, which is Export. Under Export, here you can see that right now there are no data, but here all the profiles that will be created will be stored here, and you will be able to configure them. For now, let's click Add Export Profile to create a new export profile. Under the Export Order Profile section, first option is to write the profile name. Here, you will write a unique profile name. Let's say we will write Test for now, and you will save it. So, you cannot repeat this name for any profile that you create in future. Next up is Output File Labels. Let's say you want to export orders, and you want to set a specific identifier for that order that you have exported. So, you can set it to date, daytime, and many more options, as you can see here. So, whatever you will select, let's say you selected date here. So, on the date that you exported the output profile, the file will have the name as order _ the date. Let's say if it is 8th of June, it will set the date to 8th of June. Next is data type. Here you can select what you want to export, order, customers, or address. Next up is file format. From here, you can select the file format in which you want to export the file. Next is shop. As the module supports multi-store functionality of PrestaShop, you can select any store, all the stores you have in your PrestaShop store, from which you want to export the order, customer, or address details. Next is date range. Now from here, you can select the date range from which date to which date you want to export the order details from. Next is record order. So from here, you will select ID, reference, date created. You can select any of these as that controls row sequence in the downloaded file, and the data will be exported in this sequence as the record order that you will select here. Next up is include invoice address details. Here, you can, on clicking it on, the full invoice address column are included when only the invoice address is exported. Next up is include shipping address details. When on, the full shipping address column is included when only the shipping address ID is exported. Include payment details. When on, the payment amount, currency, method, and transaction ID columns are included when only the payment model name is exported. Enable CRON. When on, the CRON URL configured in setting will run the profile automatically and store the generated file under History tab. Next is Send Generated File. So from here, you can select the file system or the SFTP system. Here, under the file system, you need to select the output style. If you want Universal, Windows, Excel, or Tab separated. Next up is List View. From here, you can select Type Separated using the multi-value fields such as Tag and All, category names. Next up is Order Status. From here, you can select the exact order status like Orders, with the selected order status will be exported only. And if you want to export all the order status orders, you can leave it empty. Next is Carrier. You can select the carrier. If you select Click and Collect, so only this carrier's order will be exported. Next up is Currency. From here, you can select the currency of the order. Similarly, you can select the payment method. Next up is Total Paid Rate. Here, you can select the minimum and maximum range to include all the order within this total paid range that's included, and you should leave it blank or no blank price filters at all. If you select FTP or SFTP, this section is used when we want the export file to be sent automatically to a remote server instead of being downloaded manually. Transfer protocols. From here, the model supports FTP, FTPS, and SFTP. So FTP is the standard file transfer protocol. FTPS is SSL and TLS encryption for improved security. SFTP is SSH and is generally recommended for production environment. FTP server. Next up is FTP server. In the FTP server feed, enter the hostname or IP address of the remote server where the export file should be transferred. Next up is the FTP port. So, here you need to specify the port number. The default ports are 21 for FTP, 990 for FTPS, 22 for SFTP. The port updates automatically when the protocol changes, but it can also be modified manually if required. Next up is FTP username. Here you need to enter the username provided by your hosting provider or remote server administrator. FTP password. Enter the password associated with the FTP account for security purposes. Passwords are stored in encrypted form. Next up is absolute path to the folder. In this feed, specify the destination folder on the remote server where the exported file should be updated. The folder must already exist, and the FTP user must have permission to write file into it. Next up is passive mode. So, passive mode helps avoid connection issues caused by the firewall or network restrictions. It is recommended to keep this option enabled unless your service administrator advises otherwise. Next up is output style. So, output style determines how data is separated in CSV files. Like we discussed this in the file system as well, this is the same output style. Similarly, we'll select the list and order status, carrier, currency, payment method, and total price range. Now, we have configured the first section, which is transfer settings in export file. Next is the choose file section. Here, you will select all the columns, and you can also drag and drop them according how you want them to be seen in the exported file. So, you can select or deselect any of the feeds from your exported file that you want on your exported file or you don't want to after selecting. You can also preview the data. If you click Preview Data, here a table will be previewed. You can see all the data that you have selected from here. So, if you want to rearrange or select or deselect any other file feeds, you can do after the preview. After which, you can save the file and move to the next step. In the next step, you can see here is the download summary, exactly what will be downloaded. The file label, the format, and field you can see here. And by here, you can see the build and download button on clicking, which the file will be there on, after which a new button will appear on which is download file. And when you will click that button, your file will be downloaded. You simply need to click the file. As you can see, it is the date set here. And inside the file, here is all the exported order data. Now, next step is the import section. In the Import section, here all the imported profiles will be visible. And to create a new profile, you need to click Add Import Profile. After which, similarly, just like the Export profile, you need to write a profile name, a unique name to identify among all the import profiles that you will create in future. Here as well, you can select the data type of order, customer, and address. You can select a file format, output style, list view, and your shop. Just like in the export profile, you can select any of the shop from the multi-store you have created in your store. Here as well, you need to select one from upload file, second from FTP, test FTP. So to upload, you simply need to click choose a file, after which you can see a file is uploaded. And if you want SFTP, FTP, you need to select here. And all the protocols, you need to select the protocol, write your server, you need to select the port. It is the username and password. All the details are same as the export profile in the import profile as well. Here as well, you first need to select a transfer protocol out of FTP, FTPS, SFTP. Then, in the server field, we will enter the host name or IP address of the remote server. Next step is port, where the default 21, 990, and 22. And after which, you need to enter the username provided by your hosting provider. And then you need to enter the password associated with the FTP account. And in the remote file path, you need to select the path. The remote file path specifies the exact location of the source file on the FTP or SFTP server. When the import profile runs, the module connects to the server and retrieves the file from this path. The file must exist at the location each time the import runs, especially when using CRON automation. If the path is incorrect or the file is missing, the import process will fail. After which, you can simply test the connection by clicking this button. And from here, you can schedule the CRON and also enable the email notification. So, whenever a CRON runs, you will receive an email regarding the CRON that have run. If it failed, it will contain all the summary of each CRON that have run at that time. Next step is, from here, you can see that the imported file. You can map the file with the list. You can check if they are mapped correctly or not. And if they are not mapped correctly, the module will let you know. Let's say, select payment method here. So you can map all the data correctly. And after mapping from here, you can move to the next step. If the mapping is incorrect, it will show up an error so that you will not I selected this here, so the mapping is incorrect here. So it will not let you move forward and you will not be importing the wrong data and no error will be created. Now, in the last stage, after importing and mapping, you need to just save the file and start importing, after which the import will be completed. And you can check all the imports under orders. You will go here and you will see all the new imports that you have made. We are at the final section of the import-export module, which is the transfer logs. Here, you can see all the transfers that have been conducted here throughout the module. All the imports and exports can be seen here. They are all logged. So you can also download all the exported files from here. You can simply click and download the files you need to. And to check the log, you simply need to click log, and you will find whatever is here. Like if you click this, you can see all the error logs that you have noticed in this import. And if you want, you can also delete the particular log from here. So this was all about the PrestaShop Order, Customer and Address Import-Export module.